Hello and welcome to my review of the ORKS Gorzag Gitstompa and Nikkit models from Games Workshop. Now these models were made to order, and typically we made to order models from Games Workshop. They take up to 120 days to arrive. I think I ordered this at the very start of January, I think the 4th of January. One of these box sets will set you back £21. Let's just focus on the fact that this model, or these two models, are only £1.50 cheaper than a box of Ork Boys. There's 10 Ork Boys, £22.50, loads of options, loads of weapons, things like that. However, I try not to draw conclusions with like single one-off fun minis that don't really have any rules to a box of, you know, mass-produced sets like the Ork Boys. I mean, how many boxes of Ork Boys will Ork players, Ork collectors buy over the many years? Well, the answer is very many. And also Games Workshop will bundle those miniatures and sprues in other box games and army sets, whereas these are just one-off. It's one of the reasons why they are pricier, and I mentioned in my unboxing that only through developments in plastic and Games Workshop's production processes that they're able to even offer us, you know, a couple of one-off Ork minis. As I said, 20 years ago or so, GW wouldn't be doing this. They would be making these one-off models in metal, and they have done that previously. So happy that we get some new Ork models. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come. I would like Eldar and Astra Militarum and Tyranids and definitely Orks to have a big refresh over the next few years, because we've had so much of the Imperium, we really have. But that being said, let's have a closer look at these two Ork models. This guy, you could use him as an Ork Knob if you really wanted. He is bigger than a boy. He's on the bigger base, sort of. We'll do some size comparisons with Orks in a moment. But yeah, you could have him leading one of your units of Ork Boys. There is a fair amount of detail on this Ork Knob or boy, whatever you want to use him as. You've got these fluffy rimmed boots. You've got these tabard type things coming from the belt. Nice little Ork belt clasp there. He's standing on an ammunition box. He's got this nice dagger with a fist on it. It's got this spiked cuff, the holster for his slugger, which is his pistol, another pouch, a human skull it might be, another Ork symbol, little symbol on the slugger itself, and one of these kind of pickle type helmets, a bit of armour on the right hand side. His armour save is a 4+, which I was very surprised about, but you know, there we go. Anyway, that is Gorzag, and then this is Nikkit, the little Gretchen carrying a bag of what looks like ammunition about. You can use him as an ammo runt in other units. You can't really see his eyes that well, but he's got a little grimacing face, and he's got the same kind of helmet as Gorzag. Anyway, they are the two models that you get in this set. You don't get any spare parts. That's pretty much it. Let's go through some size comparisons. The only size comparisons I can get to at the moment, because my Orks are all tightly packed away, is just with an Ork Boy and an Ork Knob. You thought you'd seen the last of my knobs on this channel. Well, here I am surprising you. Yeah, definitely bigger than an Ork Boy, even on that base. You know, bigger base. He's taller. He's standing on that ammunition box, and yeah, comparing him to a knob, he is knob size. Although his head isn't as big as a knob, his legs and his arms kind of are. So yeah, you could use the Gitstompa as a knob if you wished. I think Gorzag leading a unit of boys, or having him in just a normal boy mob, would work very well. Nikkit is obviously Gretchen size. And then the final little size comparison I like to make is just with the three usual minis. So this is quite an interesting one. So just compare him to a normal Space Marine. He's pretty much bigger than a Space Marine, as you'd expect with knobs. Yeah, obviously Sly Marbo, a fair bit bigger than him. Head-wise there, yeah, Gitstompa has got a bigger head than the guy on the base, and then a Primaris is taller, quite a bit taller actually. So yeah, if you're going against Primaris, he's not going to come up to the same height as Primaris. However, his gun pretty much is. So yeah, that's the comparison I want to make with those models. Now then, rules wise, it's a tricky one. It's definitely worth keeping hold of your Gorzag Gitstompa instruction guide, because there are rules just here on the back which are slightly different than what you find in the in your normal codex. Even when you try and categorize him as a boy or a knob, it doesn't disclose what his power points cost is, or even what his points cost is. So that's a tricky one. I wouldn't really use him as a boy. I would use him as a knob. Maybe you could use him as a war boss, a push, but I don't think he's at the size of a war boss. So his stat line reads: his movement is 5 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 5, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 6, and a save of 4+. If you were to compare that stat line with a normal boss knob, you'll find that the strength matches up with the 5, so does the toughness and the wounds and the attacks, but the leadership just isn't as good. It's only leadership 6. However, his save is better at a 4+, so I think that he is equipped with the heavy armour. His slugger works just as normal, and so does his chopper. However, it doesn't disclose that each time the bearer fights, he can make 1 additional attack with the weapon. I would accept that he can have a chopper because they don't cost any points anyway in the old war gear section. And then Nikkit's stat line is exactly the same as a normal Gretchen in every way. And again, I'd probably say that he's equipped with a Grot Blaster, even though you can't see one on there. So you can either use him as a Gretchen, or you can just put him in one of the other units as an ammo runt. I'd probably say his role is more of an ammo runt than an actual individual Gretchen with a blaster or a little knife or something, but there we go. That is my review of Gorzag Gitstompa and Nikkit. A bit of an odd one because of that leadership that just isn't quite the same as a boss knob, but it does have a better save at 4+. It's up to you whether you want to keep your instruction guide that has the condensed data sheet on the back, or whether you just want to scrap it and say, look, he's either going to be a boy or he's going to be a knob, and then just move him about in your army. Models like these, like with the Sisters model, are fun individual one-off models that aren't really meant to be the winners of battles. They're meant to look cool and to be added to your collection as a unique mini, and more often than not be amalgamated into your entire force. That being said, what do you guys think of Gorzag Gitstompa and Nikkit? I purchased him because I want to support all of the Xenos releases, because Games Workshop have been investing a huge amount into the Imperium and Primaris as of late, and with the science fiction universe being as it is, I'd love to see so many more variations of you know, the Xenos races manifested into miniature form. Please do include your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. For Gork and Mork.